Good morning, coming to you live from Nasdaq's headquarters in Lower Manhattan. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Advisory Live, brought to you by Corporate Solutions. I'm your host, Will Briganti, and joining me is Adam Lazarus. Adam, great to have you back on.
Great to be here.
All right, we're going to talk about two topics today. We're going to talk about earnings and the transportation Dow Theory. Let's kick off with earnings. What's the latest you can tell us?
Okay, so now we've seen 85% of S&P 500 companies announce earnings for the second quarter. 73% of earnings have now come in above analyst expectations, and on the revenue side, we've seen 69% beat the analyst expectations.
Okay, and how has that compared to other quarters?
Okay, so on the earnings expectations, that's been in line with the previous 4 quarters, so nothing really new there. But in the revenue side, it's kind of surprising, as the 69% level is, if we continue on this trajectory for the rest of the Q2, it'll be the highest quarter since the second quarter of 2011. And also, we've noticed that with sales in general, the numbers are beating by 1.2% compared to what the sales analysts are expecting, which that beats the 1-year trailing average and also the 5-year trailing average, which has been around 0.5%.
Sure, and then could this be one of the reasons we've seen record highs in the stock market?
Yeah, it's definitely a contributor, because right now the analysts have to re-look at their EPS and revenues for quarters moving forward, which they've usually projected higher because of how well this quarter went. And also the weak US dollar is contributing to the records in the broader markets.
Adam, thank you so much for that earnings insight. Super helpful. Let's switch gears for a second. You obviously are a member of the transportations team, and you mentioned wanting to talk about the Dow Theory. Dig into that for us.
Okay. So Dow Theory is a 100-year-old theory between the Dow Jones Industrials average and the Dow Jones Transportation average. Basically, when there's a divergence in the transportation average, it could be a signal that we can either have a new record high or a pullback for the industrials average. So in this instance, it is potentially a signal that there could be a pullback. So for this summer, as we've been watching, the transportation companies, or the Dow Jones Transportation Average, which is made up of the 20 largest transportation companies, and actually is an older index than the industrials itself. We've seen that for the summer go lower, while of course with the broader markets and the Dow Jones Industrial Average has been hitting record highs. So since July 1st, the transportation average is now down roughly 3%, while the broader markets, or the main index, is up 3%.
Now, why does this divergence happen?
Okay. So one of the theories is that, at least for why we may be seeing this divergence, is when you do have sales with whatever sector we're talking about, whether it's technology companies or consumer discretionary or pharmaceutical companies, they actually have to ship and transport the product to the end user. Now, if transportation companies are going lower, that would lead us to believe that the end user is not getting as many products, no matter how it's being shipped, whether it's by truck, by rail, by waterway, or plane.
Okay. And so the Dow Theory would lead us to believe that the broader markets could see a correction down the road, right?
Yes. The theory says in a reasonable time, so we'll just have to wait and see.
All right. Well, Adam, thank you so much for that. Super interesting and insightful, as always. For further information on all of the insight that Adam, the transportations team, and the broader advisory services group can provide here at Nasdaq, be sure to visit our website. That's business.nasdaq.com. And you can obviously follow us right here at Twitter. That's MyCorpSolutions. Thanks so much. We're going to be taking Advisory Live on the road this week. I will be in Chicago, where I'm going to interview Tony Domal, and we're going to talk about a super important topic for investor relations professionals, which is MiFID II. We look forward to seeing you then. Thanks so much, Adam, again, as always, and have a great day.
Have fun in Chicago.
Thank you.